Good morning. Allora, vediamo di aggiungere luminosity. Becoming very... wow, so many people already. Good morning, buongiorno. Ciao,
Hey,
buongiorno, Carmen. How are you?
hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, this was smooth. I'm always terrified of technology. Like a lot of
You're
people know I'm
terrified.
not
I was
the
scared.
Thank you so much for joining me today, for joining all of us. I feel
Yes.
like we received a lot of questions, so I'm very
hmm
excited to go through all of them.
Yes.
But I wanted to start by telling a little bit of how we kind of met and when it
hmm
happened and my story with acne. So
Yeah.
I've been kind of dealing with acne for my whole life, and since I was like 13, 14, and um, I seem to understand that it's something that kind of, if you're prone to it, never really goes away, but you can learn how to manage it and
Yes.
minimize the crappy effect of it. My brother
Yes.
just joined, so and so yeah, I feel like I after starting my first season of Grey's Anatomy, my skin went crazy because obviously I was wearing more makeup than I would usually wear, and I hit a wall of desperation. I was like, what am I gonna do with this? And I went to several dermatologists, but none of them really were able to help because I had this thing called uninflamed acne that
hmm
we'll go ahead and explain the difference in a little bit. And then with my ongoing crazy research, I found you and I found your profile. And I really loved how informative your Instagram profile was and how kind of simple the way it is explained. And the game changer for me was the list, the pore clogging list. And I felt like when I started seeing results is after obviously having, sorry, there's Jeff seeing a squirrel. And yeah, I feel like after I adjusted my makeup bag, where none of the products had any
hmm
ingredients in the pore clogging list, my skin, I did two facials, I think, to free up my skin.
Yes.
I went on a regimen that didn't involve any pore clogging
hmm
ingredients, and I feel like my skin has been under control. I mean, up until 2020 when
Yes.
masks happened, and then
Exactly.
but again, like, but it's so much better. So I feel like yeah, I feel like I'll start with you and ask for what's the difference between,
hmm
like, what kind of acne, how many kind of
Yes.
acne are there?
Yes. So generally there's three kinds of acnes, and the first one is the most common one, which is when we think of acne, we're really thinking of inflamed acne, and that's
Hmm.
basically going to be acne that shows up as pustules, papules, or cysts.
Hmm.
So that type of acne is going to be red. It's going to be a little bit pus filled. It's going to be painful to the touch, and of course inflamed or swollen.
Hmm.
And again, that's like the most common thing when people think of acne. But
Hmm.
there's also non-inflamed acne, which is basically, yes, yep. It can be confusing to people, but non-inflamed acne is basically open and closed comedones, also known as whiteheads and blackheads.
Hmm.
And we all know what blackheads are, but closed comedones are a little bit more mysterious to people. Um,
Uh-huh.
yes, and if it's okay, that's mainly what you were struggling
Yeah.
with. But yeah, so closed comedones, a lot of times people won't even believe that you have acne because
Right.
you can't see them, oftentimes because they're flesh colored and they're just these small, really fine bumps.
Hmm.
But if the lighting is hitting your skin a certain way,
You
then
can
then you
see
can
it.
see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, oh, okay, there is something there.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Yeah, and those closed comedones, they don't hurt to the touch. You can like rub your skin and they won't hurt, but you will feel these little fine bumps, especially when you're washing your skin because of the slip of the cleanser. So
Right.
so yeah, that's non-inflamed acne, and that's going to be the second acne type. And then the third acne type is combination acne, which is
Right.
basically just a mix of inflamed and non-inflamed. So
Right. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes great, like, sense.
yes.
And then yeah, I feel like um the pore clogging list, as I was mentioning before, is a game changer, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people aren't aware of it. I feel like even sometimes dermatologists recommend skincare and creams that have pore clogging
Yes.
ingredients. So I feel like having it, and once you adjust your skincare routine and
Mm-hmm.
your makeup bag and find something that you like and doesn't
Yes.
irritate or inflame your skin, I feel like it's great that you stick with it. And I feel like what I love about your Instagram page is that you have a lot of recommendation
Mm-hmm.
for all different budgets,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that was very useful.
Yeah, I'm glad, and a lot of people say that it kind of takes the mystery out of like what they can use on their skin, whether it's skincare or makeup. The pore clogging list is really beneficial for them to
Right,
just find the right things that won't make their acne worse. Um,
right.
but yeah, with that, especially like oils, a lot of
Hmm.
people think that you can't use oils if you have acne prone skin, or that you shouldn't even wear makeup at all if you have acne prone skin. But
Right,
at the end of the day, you can use all of those things. It's just a matter of if it's pore clogging or not.
right.
Um, and for example, with oil, you know, a lot of people right now are attracted towards coconut oil. But if you're acne prone, I know I did all those things too back in the day. But yeah,
Yeah,
if you're acne prone, coconut oil isn't ideal for your skin, but you have
no.
so many other options.
Yes, I
Um,
can't even look at coconut oil.
I
That I feel
know.
like
Yes,
my skin breaks out. I
I
can
know.
eat
I
it. It's very
know.
good to eat, but I feel like
Yes. Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I love cooking and eating coconut oil, but
yeah.
yeah, on my skin, no way. But an alternative to coconut oil, if you struggle with acne, would be like red raspberry seed oil, rose hip oil, sunflower
Nice.
oil, safflower oil, sea buckthorn oil.
That's what I use.
There's a
Yeah.
good amount of oils. Like you don't have to like completely avoid oils.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and then
safflower oil is the one that I use a lot of time because we wear a lot of makeup.
yeah.
I try and I don't really double cleanse as much, but sometimes when I have a
Hmm.
lot of mascara, I put it
Yeah.
on and then I kind of double cleanse, and I haven't
Yes.
had any problems with that.
Oh, I
Obviously,
love that.
everybody's skin is very different, so
Yes,
it is a
exactly.
little bit of trial and error. And I feel
Yes.
like what you said is very important, not to try everything, at the
Mm-hmm.
same time.
Exactly. Yeah. So with that, you know, if I what I tell people is that if you find a skincare routine that works for you, I know it's super tempting, like with everything that comes out there, and every year there's like new trendy ingredients and
Try,
all these
yeah.
things. But unfortunately, when you're acne prone, you do have to be a little more selective with what you use on your skin. And so if you know you do want to kind of be adventurous and venture out of a skincare routine that is currently working for you, just add in one product at a time. And
Hmm.
first of all, make sure that it doesn't contain pore cloggers. That would
Right.
be the first thing. And yeah, and then you just try one product at a time. And if your skin, you know, goes in the opposite direction, then eliminate that new product and see if it works back to a good state. Oh,
Great.
yes.
I feel like one thing that it's like a little misconception about also scrubbing and exfoliating, and
Yes.
this is
Mm-hmm.
something, or like even the devices that you can
Yes.
exfoliate
Mm-hmm.
with. I feel like this is another thing that I discovered that isn't necessarily helpful.
Yes. Yeah, so especially with the inflammatory type of acne, you
Hmm.
really want to be gentle with the skin. That acne is already painful and sensitive as it is. So you definitely don't want to like add scrubs on or like rotary skin brushes, that type of a
Hmm.
thing. What I prefer instead, exfoliation wise for inflamed acne, would be just like a acid serum. My
Hmm.
favorite type of acid for acne is mandelic acid.
Mandelic.
Yeah, that one's
Nice.
just like a superstar in my eyes. But yeah, that's gonna be a much better approach, especially for inflamed acne. And mandelic acid is also great for non-inflamed acne too.
Great.
But yeah, definitely be careful with scrubs.
Great. And one thing that I didn't think about it before, but it kind of is obvious, because when you have an inflammation or like something is inflamed in your body, you
Mm-hmm.
put ice on it
Mm-hmm.
to bring the inflammation down. And you can
Yes.
do the same with pimples.
Yes, yes, definitely. So yeah, a lot of people when they think of a pimple, like if you're from my generation, you were always taught like put a hot compress on it, you
Yeah.
know, but you don't want to do that because heat can aggravate inflamed acne. Instead, it's
Right.
best to use ice. So grab an ice cube, apply it directly on the pimple, keep the ice moving just for about 20 to 30 seconds per pimple.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can move on to like a spot treatment. And the ice is basically very anti-inflammatory, so it's going to reduce the size, the pain, the swelling associated with the pimples. And when
Mm-hmm.
you reduce the swelling in the pore, the next products that you apply on your skin, they're going to sink in and work a little bit better because that
Mm-hmm.
swelling isn't getting in the way anymore.
Right. And I feel like with using ice also the inflammation and the redness and it kind of
Mm-hmm.
brings down and I feel
Yes.
like I'm also less tempted to squeeze it.
Yes.
Where she's like, okay, maybe the ice is working, maybe in a couple of days it'll
Yeah.
go away on its own
Yeah.
because
It
yeah,
makes
the
you feel like
squeezing.
you've done something to that
Hmm.
pimple so that maybe you're not as tempted to get to the squeezing.
Yeah,
Because, yeah,
for
use
sure.
ice, don't squeeze.
I like that. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the slogan. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna go. We selected a bunch of questions that
Yes.
felt very relevant, especially
Hmm.
given the mask time. And I feel like
Yes.
I'm gonna start with that one. Like any
Okay.
advice for mask me?
Yes. So that was a popular question.
Hmm.
But I think we're all struggling with it to some extent right now. But basically, first, I want to let people know what's actually causing the acne for masks. And maskne is basically a form of acne mechanica, which is breakouts induced from friction and heat.
Hmm.
So because we're wearing masks on our faces, that's going to create that friction because they're rubbing against our skin. And then we're also breathing into the mask. And so
Yeah.
that's where that heat component from acne mechanica comes in. So heat and friction is the root cause of the maskne breakouts.
Hmm.
But basically, with that, some easy things that you can do is switch away from a cotton or polyester mask and move towards a silk mask. Silk is a much lighter fabric, and it's basically going to not be as, it's not going to create as much friction against the skin because it's softer and smoother. And
Hmm.
silk also regulates temperatures a little bit better than like a heavier fabric like cotton or polyester.
Synthetic, yeah.
Yeah, so that heat from your breath will kind of dissipate a lot faster.
Hmm. Hmm.
And just really quickly, I do want to let people know that just because silk is a lighter fabric doesn't mean it's less protective.
Hmm.
Because silk naturally is very protective to the caterpillar when it spins its cocoon. So it's going to protect it from the elements, from rain, droplets, that type of a thing. And silk has
Right.
been tested for transmission of certain viruses.
Hmm.
And it has been effective in preventing that transmission, even better than cotton or
Hmm.
polyester because of that ability for it to repel droplets. So,
That's great. And I feel like if you want to be extra careful, maybe you can
mhm.
also double mask and put the silk mask
Yes,
underneath and then the mask that makes you feel
exactly.
safer
Yeah, you can
above.
use the silk mask as a barrier to whatever other mask that you may want to be
Yeah,
using. So, yeah,
exactly,
yes.
exactly. Okay, that's very good.
Mhm.
Then, what helps with oily skin is the second
Okay,
question.
so yes. So certain ingredients in skincare like green tea extract or salicylic acid can help to some extent with oil. But for me, I feel like when someone's asking about oily skin, they really want to notice a big difference with the level of
Mm,
shine that they're seeing on their skin. And to be honest, skincare can only do so much for that. Instead, I kind of steer people more towards a mattifying primer that's
mhm,
going to get them that result that they're actually looking for, which is going to be, you know, matte skin. And
mhm.
with that, on my Instagram, I do have a breakdown of high-end and drugstore mattifying primers so
Nice.
that, you know, if someone's struggling with acne, they can just pick something from that list and not worry about it having pore cloggers in it because they're already going to be acne safe. So,
Excellent. Okay, yeah, that's great. And you wouldn't really advise because, for example, powder, I don't like, my skin doesn't like
yeah,
it. I found
yeah.
this like a strips that
Hmm.
absorbs, or like for example, now that we're shooting and we're wearing masks in
Yes.
between takes and we wear makeup, and so the
Yeah.
makeup kind of goes away. Instead of putting adding powder every
Hmm.
take, we kind of try to absorb the extra oil
Yes.
with this ones. But I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, powders are definitely a personal preference. I
Mm,
I do personally me, I'll be honest, I like a more shiny look. I think
Mm-hmm.
especially as I get older, you know, and I'm
Right.
losing
Yeah, for sure.
moisture in my skin and hydration. I
For
do
sure.
personally, I'm happy that I have oily skin naturally, but yeah, powder, it's not going to be as absorbent in my opinion
Mm.
as just finding a really good mattifying primer that can last
Primer.
all day, whereas
Nice.
powder can kind of like absorb and then get oily again.
Right. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. Third question. Three must to do steps for a daily routine.
Okay, I love that one.
Mm.
Now my answer is going to be geared more towards like a beginner, so someone who's absolutely new to skincare. So this
Mm-hmm.
is not specific to acne, anti-aging, sensitive skin, just someone who's brand new.
Yep.
Basically, three simple steps: cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen.
Okay.
Once you nail those three down and you're committed to those, then you can get more fun with your skincare routine
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
add in exfoliants and serums and fancy things. But until you nail down those three first steps, don't complicate things. Just
Right.
stick to that first. Yeah.
For example, I feel like my skin is better when I don't wash my face in the morning. I
Okay.
stopped doing that
Yes.
because I feel like it's just, it's a little,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's
I hear
fresh.
that
I
a
haven't
lot,
done anything.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. And, you know, if that's what works for you, then stick to it. Just like I said
Hmm.
earlier, don't rock the boat. You know, if
Right,
you're
right, right.
finding something that works, like you could mess that all up if, you know, if you do something else.
Right.
So, yeah.
Nice. And you would recommend to wear sunscreen every day, for
Yes,
example.
absolutely. Rain or shine, the sun's rays, they still penetrate clouds, they still penetrate
Hmm.
glass. So, you know, if you're in the
Wow.
house, you're still walking, you know, by your windows and all that. So, yes, sunscreen every
I'm
day.
terrible at that. I did it for a while and I was like, I like being a little glowy, a little
Yes.
tan. It makes me feel healthier. But yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. I
Well,
understand.
I
You
love
see,
your honesty.
yeah. But you do see the before and after of people that spend a lot of time in the sun and
Yes.
people that don't, and that's terrifying. But I
Yeah,
feel like also we live once. I want to look kind of
exactly. I
tan for
know.
a bit every now and then.
Yes.
Okay. Fourth question. My skin is only bad when I'm on my period. Any
Mhm.
advice, anything that I can do about that?
Yes. Yeah. So first, I do want to say that menstrual related acne is 100% normal. It does
Yeah.
not mean that you have like a hormone imbalance or anything like that. We all are gonna get some type of a
Yeah.
breakout around our cycle or
Even
when our
people that are not prone to acne get that.
exactly.
So
Yeah, you can have a friend that has beautiful, perfect skin. Well, we all have beautiful skin, but and no
Danielle,
one has perfect
Danielle
skin,
can
but you
do
know what I
anything.
mean.
Danielle can put coconut oil on her face
Uh-huh.
and
She's
just
one of
like
those.
walk pimple free for about, yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's
She's
your
one of
friend with
those.
that kind of
Yeah,
skin.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so with that, you know, again, totally normal to get those premenstrual breakouts. But
Hmm.
some things that you can do, as I mentioned earlier, would be the ice cube trick,
Hmm.
spot treatments. Ingredient wise, in spot treatments, I like clays and sulfur because that's
Okay.
anti-inflammatory, calming, and drying. And a lot of times,
Nice.
premenstrual breakouts tend to be inflamed and a little bit angry.
Yeah.
Um, Yes, and the other tip that I have is to take an omega-3 fatty acid
Uh-huh.
because that's anti-inflammatory, but it's also hormone balancing. Again, you don't have a hormone imbalance if you have premenstrual breakouts, but the fish oil, well, a fish oil is a type of omega-3 fatty acid that you can take, but that type of a supplement can just kind of make the hormones a little bit more even during that time of the month. So,
Right. Excellent.
yes.
Nice, nice. Um, okay, how can you get scarring from acne to go
Mhm.
away?
Okay. So with scarring, it really depends on what we're looking at. So scarring can mean different things to different people. If we're talking about loss of tissue type of scarring, so like there's dips in the skin, that type of a thing, then really a series of microneedling treatments is going to be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Skincare really can't do
Mm.
too much for that because you need microneedling to create a certain level of controlled micro trauma to the skin so that
Mm-hmm.
collagen can be stimulated at the right level to fill in that scarring.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll need to seek out professional treatments for that. Now, if we're talking about scarring, which some people mean hyperpigmentation or dark marks left over from acne, Then
Yep.
ingredients that I love for that would be mandelic acid, lactic acid, vitamin C.
Hmm.
And of course, patience is so important.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
with
because a lot of people expect change and
mhm,
like super quickly, and that
yes,
isn't always the case.
exactly. And the good news though is that with past acne marks, they're never permanent.
Hmm.
They do fade away with time. So even if
Great.
it's not in your budget to add in like a vitamin C serum or something else, just being patient and giving it time will help to heal them. They're not permanent. So
Great.
yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I wanted to do, so I found my before pictures, and I feel like
Oh, love it.
this is scary, but I'm gonna do it because I feel like a lot of people didn't realize I had acne,
Hmm.
but this is it. Can you see it?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
See, this is the
That's.
before. I mean,
Hmm.
this is the after now. I
Yes.
mean, right now I'm getting,
Beautiful.
I
You know
have
what? I
one
have a
left
matching one
covered,
too.
but
I've got a
yeah.
matching pimple. But yeah, I'm glad that you know showed your photo because one
Yeah.
of a lot of the questions that I got was, does Stefania really have acne? Did she have acne? You know, her skin's gorgeous.
No, it isn't.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you, but yeah. No, and that's the uninflamed acne is the one that you were
yes,
saying. A lot of people don't see it. So I was
hmm,
lucky enough that with the lighting and the makeup, you
exactly.
wouldn't see it. But
Yeah.
then in real life, I remember my family going like, "What's going on with your skin?" Because both
Yeah.
my sides were
Yes.
full of these little underskin
Yeah.
bumps, and now they're not there anymore. And every
Yes.
now and then they appear and everything, but
Yeah.
overall, I'm able to manage my skin a lot better. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that's very important. The before and after also on your Instagram are super
Hmm.
inspiring. But I
Thank
feel like
you.
what's so important that you have to be absolutely diligent about the
Hmm.
pore clogging list
Yes.
and absolutely diligent about the routine. Whatever
Hmm.
routine you end up picking for yourself and for your kind of acne, yeah, I am like, I never go to bed without washing my makeup off.
Love that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
even
have to stay
sometimes.
committed.
Always. Sometimes when
Yeah.
I'm shooting and I'm wearing a mask doing a scene, I only put makeup from
Oh,
here
I
on
love
because
that.
there's no point. Yeah.
Yeah, like why? Why, Like why
Exactly.
bother with the whole thing? So,
Exactly.
yeah.
And patience and figure out what's for you.
Yes.
Like I was saying to you, I found out later on that I'm very sensitive to fragrance. So I had to
Hmm.
find products that didn't have
Yes.
fragrance. But again, it's trial and error. Sometimes some
Yes.
products have fragrance and I'm okay with them. Some other ones I don't.
Exactly.
Just take it easy, be patient, be consistent,
Yes.
and
Know your
use the
pore
eyes.
cloggers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and know your pore
Yeah.
cloggers. Yeah, which is great because I feel like also you offer a lot of information and a lot of details and advice and tips for free. Like anybody can go to your Instagram or your website and
Hmm.
download the pore clogging list
Yes.
without charge. So
Yes,
I love that
exactly.
about you. I feel like because you also had acne, so
I
you come
did.
from a place. If you
Yeah.
want to go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So, exactly. Like I had acne since I was 10 years old up until I was 24. So
Mm,
I definitely understand the struggle and the confusion, especially about like what to use on your skin, what's okay, what's not okay. And a lot of times, acne products, like you mentioned, can have pore cloggers in there if you don't know
yeah,
what you're looking for. So,
yeah.
um, but yeah, the list, I do make it available to anyone who wants it. They can just go to my Instagram account. Of course, after the live is over, don't leave yet. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just a click in the link in my bio. They can click there and download the list for themselves. And all they have to do once they have the list is pull out all of the makeup that they own or any makeup that they're interested in owning and just read through the list and compare it to the ingredients in their makeup and see if,
Yeah,
they should keep something or maybe give it to a friend without acne.
right, exactly. And it's a pain. I went through
Yes.
that and it's a pain. And I'm like, oh my
Yes.
God, there's so many ingredients. But now I
Yeah.
found my products that I
Yes.
love that I know don't irritate or my skin or give me acne. So once you find them, it's
Hmm.
great. And I feel like
Yes.
it's great. I feel like that a lot of people probably share it on your YouTube and Instagram page, and
Hmm.
which is always helpful.
Yes. Yeah. And it is a pain, you're right, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
ingredients to comb through. But that's also why I love making lists, like categorized lists of
Uh-huh.
acne safe makeup. So I
Nice.
also do that on my Instagram. So I have high-end acne safe foundation, drugstore foundations,
Amazing.
primers, you know, just all types of things. And the list is continuing to grow and grow because I just love figuring out what kind of makeup
Yeah,
is acne safe. And I'm working
amazing.
on a blush list because everyone always asks me about acne safe blushes. So
Uh-huh.
that is coming soon.
That's great. This is another thing that is interesting. I figured out through also with the help of the makeup artist that works at Station
Yes.
19 that um, foundation is very important for me, but
Mm-hmm.
even the more natural blushes that have coconut
Yes.
oil, I'm not that sensitive to.
Yeah.
Even concealers, if they have more, like if they have some pore pluggers, I don't get acne underneath my
Yeah.
eyes, so I'm okay to use them. So it's also a trial and error process. You figure
Yes.
out that the foundation is very important to be
Yeah.
non-acne causing, but then
Yes.
everything else, some other stuff you can play with,
Exactly. Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope this is just a little quick look into the acne world that you can,
Yes.
if anybody that is listening is interested to any more information, you know where to find them. You can go to Carmen's Instagram, which is at
Mm-hmm.
Luminosity Acne.
Yes.
And if you have any questions, just ask away. And everybody stay safe
Yes.
and have fun. Have a great
Yep.
day.
And thank you for having me, Stefania.
Oh my God, thank you, Carmen.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.